According to God, the white man is the devil.
You see, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, ass need to stop and ask you to profit. It's about to get serious. Boy, when they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the profits, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Nowhere is gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. See the props. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the props. You know, like we all come together. You know what I'm saying? They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the props. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. Nigga, gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the problem. One step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just pay with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell them we can't keep me slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pants through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby so below to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop and ask you the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
All right, clap it up. Shalom Israel with the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commanding General Yohana. Tonight is the Wednesday night biblical law class, all right, out of Austin, Texas. Law. Why does the law matter? Why is the law so important? Okay, the law is important, and the reason we need this law class is because this law is what governs us. The law is the governing body, okay, for any nation. Without the law, what do you have? You have destruction. You have chaos. You have people doing all manners of things because there's nothing to govern this body, okay? And that's why here in the Israelite School of UPK, we teach this law class because this law is important. This law is what's going to what can keep you out of oppression. This law is what can let you know who your enemy is. This law is how you know how to deal with people, okay? The law is very important. And that's what's so wicked about Christianity, is because they say the law's done away with. Right. And then you wonder why so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are destroyed while we are living out these curses. Okay, we're living out these curses all because we didn't keep the laws of the Most High. All right, and then now we have our so-called leaders teaching us that the law is done away with and that there is no need for it. What do they say? They say the law is void, right? That's what your Christian pastor would say. But the law is not void. The law is what governs us. The law is what keeps you from killing your brother. You know, if we follow the laws of this Bible, there wouldn't be no black on black crime. You wouldn't steal from your brother. You wouldn't sleep with your brother's wives. Our women wouldn't be whores. Okay? We wouldn't have no gangbanging. We wouldn't have no drug dealing. You know what we would have? We'd have a righteous nation that kept the law.
Right.
Okay? And tonight we're gonna touch a little bit on the law. We're gonna touch because you know, Christians are trying to make you believe that Christ is the only one perfect, but that's just not true. All right, there was perfect men on there. They try to a lot of these blackity blacks. They try to say there ain't no Bible in the Bible. Well, we're going to get all that. We're going to see. We're going to see if there was people who was perfect besides Christ. We're going to see if there was a such thing as a Bible in the Bible, which is the book of the law. That's what the Bible calls it, the book of the law. Okay, that's what it called those scrolls. All right, but we got to understand if we would just serve the Most High, to hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord our God, and keep all His statutes and commandments, He will set us high above all nations. That's what I want to be. I want to be high above all nations. I want to taste rulership. I'm tired of being at the bottom. Us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we've been at the bottom so long. We've been downtrodden so long. We've been serving wickedness instead of serving our God. And it's because we forgot the laws of God. Okay? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it's time to remember. It's time to come back to remembrance of who you are. They call this the information age, okay? Because information is readily available. But the problem with that is that people are following philosophies that don't belong to them. And the only reason we following philosophies that don't belong to us is because of slavery. Because of slavery, people don't really know who they truly are. And that's why it's so important. That's why you gotta say Yahweh Shai to the men in this Israelite school of UPK. Commander General Yohana and the generals and these captains we got and these officers, you know, the troopers, the sisters, you know, like it's important. It's important that the Lord left a home for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, a refuge,
Right.
a safe haven, somewhere where you could really come and you can really learn. You can learn who you are, you can understand who you are, and then you'll know how to move about when you are out and about.
Right.
Because it's a dangerous world out there for a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, because you are hated. Everybody hates you. You are undesired. And you being undesired, it makes it hard and difficult for you to maneuver through this world because all the odds are stacked against you. Everything is set up for you to fail. So we have to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. We have to come back home to the truth. We have to come back to understanding and our wisdom. You know, come back to the fear of the Lord. All right. Give me Deuteronomy 28. And 1. Actually, give me 27 and 1. And 27 and 1.
All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people.
See, Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people. Just like today, we have Commander General Yohana and the elders, the other generals, commanding the people, trying to wake our people up, trying to get our people out the dust, trying to pull our people from oppression. Okay? You can be pulled up out of that dust. You could be pulled from that oppression when you have the elect of God doing the will of God.
That's right.
Commander General Yohana is not doing the will of himself. What he is doing is he is taking the law of this Bible and he is applying it to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and he is bringing us up from the dust by teaching us the law of God. We're not learning. We're not learning the law of ISUPK. We're not learning the laws of Commanding General Yohana. We're being taught the laws of the Bible because that's what governs us. That's what governs this school. Continue reading, brother.
Saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
Keep some of the commandments.
Keep all the commandments.
The 10 commandments.
All the commandments.
No, just the tithing commandment.
Keep all the commandments.
It said, keep all these commandments that I command you this day. Okay? Is there any more on that? What's verse 2 say?
It shall be on the day when ye shall pass over Jordan.
All right, yes. You can skip that. Go to 28 and 1. Con.
Right. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
It shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently. What does it mean to hearken diligently? Hearken means to listen. Diligently, that means to listen closely. We have to listen closely to the voice of the Lord our God, because there's things that we're going to need to know so we can maneuver through this wicked world, so we don't end up just staying on the bottom forever. Because as long as we're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments, then there's no need for the Most High to come and save us.
Right.
Because every time we were saved, it's because we came back to our law, statutes, and commandments. That's how we were saved. That's how we were pulled out of Babylon. So we were pulled. We're going to be pulled out of America. Okay, continue reading.
If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
To do what?
To observe and to do all his commandments. Which I command thee this day. That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
That's what we have to do. We have to come together and do all of the laws of God. All of his laws, all of his statutes, all of his commandments. Because if not, then what are we? What are we if we don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments? Then we're just like every other nation who wasn't even given the. Let me get that real quick, and we'll come back to this. Psalms 147. Psalms 147 and 19. We got to do all these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is what pulls you. This is what sets you apart. Okay, Christians talk about holy, holy, holy everything, right? But they don't know what it means to be holy. Holy means to be separate, set apart. Christians aren't set apart.
Right.
That's why you can be a neo-Nazi and be a Christian.
Right.
You could be a Catholic. You could be a Presbyterian. You could be a Baptist. You can be a Arab. You could be a Chinese.
Right.
You can be an East Indian. A rapist, a child molester.
Right.
You could be a child molester, and I know this firsthand. My uncle, he got out of prison for child molesting, and you know where he went? To the pulpit, preaching until he went back to prison again for the same thing. Okay, so you could be any damn thing. That's because they don't teach you the law in Christianity. You know what they teach you? They teach you a feeling. They teach you a wicked spirit. Okay? But the laws were only given to us. Okay? Go ahead.
They teach you that when you pray, the Lord wash away all your sins.
Right.
And you can sin, repent, Just as long as you pay your tithes.
As long as you pay. That's why they passed that offering plate 32 times. It got to come around and around. You say, I thought I put all my singles in the first plate.
Right.
If I known you was bringing another plate, I would have put $1 in each one. I wouldn't have put my $3 in the first one. Okay. And they always talking about, I pray that I feel like you going to sow a seed of, the Spirit is telling you to sow a seed of 500. Now, every time I'm looking at TikTok, I see these snake oil preachers. Most of them is Hamites.
Right.
And the problem with that is, if you're a Hamite, you didn't get these scriptures. If you any nation besides Israel, you didn't get these scriptures, and we're going to prove it right now. Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto Jacob.
He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
This is all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, so-called. That's who he's showing this to. He's not showing this to everybody. Continue reading also to Machia.
Verse 20. He had not dealt so with any nation.
He what?
He had not dealt so with any nation.
Why do we have Chinese Christian churches? Well, we have Chinese churches, period. What did it say?
He had not dealt so with any nation.
So how is Christianity true when the Lord just say he ain't dealt with every nation? He showed his words unto us, his laws and statutes and his commandments unto us, unto the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He didn't give this to everybody. Okay, you know where it is in Amos? Amos 5. It came in 5 and 21. That's the feast days, huh? Right. Maybe Amos 3. Give me Amos 2, just so we could clarify. Because we got to come to an understanding. We got to know, like, this Bible is not for everybody. Oh, yeah, damn right. Yeah, let me get that. Amos 3 and 1 and 2. Because this is why we suffer in the curse. This is going to segue right into it. Right into back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15, where we're going right after this.
That's right. All right. It's the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hear this word that the Lord has speaketh against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
who did the Lord bring out of the land of Egypt? Huh? Who did the Lord bring out of the land of Egypt? Did he bring the Arabs? Did he bring Hamites? Did he bring Moab? No. He brought the children of Israel. So he is strictly talking to the children of Israel. Continue reading, officer.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Moab, I know them as well.
You only have I known.
No, I know the East Indian too. That's why I gave them all them gas stations.
You only have I known.
No, I know the Hamites as well, and Esau, who is the white man, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
You only have I known.
The Lord only known you out of all the families on the earth. You don't know nobody else. That's why they're not suffering. You think and that's why you believe that Caesar Borgia is Jesus Christ. You believe that because white people are winning and they are in rulership. So you believe that they must be of God. God can't stand them. Before we go, let me get that real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Because that's the same reason he raised Pharaoh. Yeah, give me Romans 9 and 17 first. Yeah, we ain't even getting into the lesson yet. We just, you know, this Bible is put together so perfect. It just goes together so well. It just, we have to break these things down for you to its simplest form, just so you understand. Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose I have raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
See, the Lord raises up. Now give me Exodus 9 and 16. The Lord raises these powers up so he could destroy them. Okay? So he could destroy them because they are wicked and they do abominable, detestable things. And they prey on the Israelites. They prey on the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know, we are prey for their flock. You got that? Go ahead.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 9, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And in very deed for this cause I have raised up thee, for to shew in thee my power.
The Lord raises nations up just to show their power. Esau is raised up right now just for us little old so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to one day be right over him, to overtake him. Okay? This is important. Go ahead and read that one more time.
And in very deed for this cause I have raised thee up, for the shew in thee my power, and that my name may be declared throughout all the earth.
Keep reading.
Verse 17. As yet exaltest thou thyself against my people.
They what? What do these other nations do?
Exaltest thou thyself against my people.
See, y'all raise yourself up over us. Us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, y'all make us so low. They make us so low and so downtrodden, and they exalt themselves over us. They raise themselves up over us. That's why they are governing us. Well, there will be a time where we were governing the world.
That's right.
There will be a time where we are making decisions, where we are doing it according to the laws of God. Is there any more on that?
Sir.
Go ahead.
As yet exaltest thou thyself against my people, that thou wilt not let them go.
See, and they won't let us go. You know why America don't want to let us go? Because we are what makes America great again.
Right.
We are what makes America great, period. If we were in China, China would be the power of the earth. If we were in Russia, Russia would be the power of the, wherever the so-called blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians are enslaved, that's who is running their, that's who everybody's scared of.
Right.
Because they know about our warriors. We don't know about our warriors. We don't know about Samson, King David. We don't know about Saul. Okay? We don't know about that. But you know what we do know about that they teach us? General Patton. Theodore Roosevelt, Martin Luther King. Okay, that's what they teach us. Go ahead.
Right. It's heavy what you're saying, because they're coming up with critical race theory now. Like they're taking it out of schools, and some that's also important that we don't know. We don't even know the disciples who ran with Christ and who followed Christ.
Damn right.
We see their name and we just be like, oh, well, this is just the book of Matthew.
Right.
We don't know who they are and their names.
That's right. Damn, give that brother a hand. Give that brother a mighty hand. Because we don't know a damn thing. Right. You know what we do know? We know Love and Hip Hop. Yeah. We know every TV show with wickedness on it.
Right.
We understand that. But we don't understand our culture. Because we have been made to believe that there is no law of God. Give me 1 John 3 and 4. Man, I'm trying to get to the lesson, but It's just these things that keep coming across because y'all want to get rid of the law, and you got to understand this is how important the law is. Christians, if you are on the line, you're about to learn what sin is. So if you're a Christian, you shouldn't call anybody a sinner because you say the law is done away with. Is it 1 John 3 and 4 or 4 and 3?
3 and 4.
3 and 4 of Most High in Christ. Go ahead.
This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever committed sin transgressed also the law.
What did that say?
Whosoever committed sin transgressed also the law.
Mm-hmm.
For sin is a transgression of the law.
That's what sin is. So if there is no law, there can be no sin because sin is a transgression of the law. That's the way you sin is to break the laws of God. That's the only way to sin. Okay? Is by breaking these laws of God. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Let's get back to where we need to be. And if anybody got any questions, you chat them in. And Lord willing, we'll go ahead and answer these questions for you. Okay? Because this is important, man. It's important to know who you are. It's important to know that these laws of God are important. Okay? People don't understand that because we have been brought up in Christianity, and they don't teach you the laws of God. Okay? They don't teach you any damn thing. They teach you to do whatever you feel. Yeah, it's to Wab. Go ahead. Scoot that out because we're gonna have another brother coming. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the Wab. Bear with us 1 second, y'all. We're getting some things in order. Yeah, you can put that back up. Turn it this way to the right. We almost there. Yeah, he got it. Yeah, there we go. I got you turning them wrong. I'm looking at the screen telling you, Most High in Christ. We got Offset the Machia. That's right there. Oh yeah. Get that brother a hand. Yeah, get that brother a hand. But like I said, any questions in the room, any questions in the chat, you cue them up and we'll get right after them. All right. If you got the Deuteronomy 28 and 15, we'll go ahead and get that right now.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If thou will not what?
If they will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So if you will not listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, this is what's going to happen. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and get some of those curses. Read 16. Just so we can see. So just so we can see what happens when you don't follow the law and what is happening to us so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead and read that.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
See, we don't have no ownership. We don't have no ownership. We out here, we are cursed. We are dying no matter where we are, okay? Because we are living out these curses of the Bible. We don't have no ownership. We don't have no rulership. We are just going and living by the customs of our oppressors. Drop down to 23. Yeah, go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 23. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron.
When you think of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and you think of iron, What do you think of? Can anybody tell me what this means? When you think of black folks and you think of iron, what is that? What is that iron? What is that brass on your head? What is that iron?
Crown?
Don't think crown. Think of iron in black people today.
Oh. Like in slavery?
Yeah, like slavery, but what kind of slavery?
Chains.
Yes, like chains, like prison. That's what this is. This is like prison prophecy. All right. You know, we have over 2 million in prison, black and Hispanics and Native Indians. We are high up there in the prison rate. Go ahead.
That might be just in Texas.
Damn. Good night.
Just over 200 prison counties in Texas.
You see that? There's over 200 prison counties in one state. Why is that? Because they're trying to lock up so-called black Hispanics and Native Indians, you know, because we are living out these curses. Drop down to 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Serve who?
Thine enemies.
Yeah, you're not serving your friends here in America. You think Billy's your friend because you talk sports? You think Kelly's your friend because she bring the butternut bread? I know it's good. You think that's your friend because she brings the butternut bread? Okay, continue reading.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
All right, so when we was in slavery, we served in hungerness and nakedness and in thirst, right? That was a physical yoke. Okay? Now that yoke has been made spiritual because you still serving your enemies in hunger and nakedness and in thirst. Because where do you get your food from? Where do you get your water from? Where do you get your raiment from? And raiment means clothing. Where do you get these things from? You get these from your enemy.
Right.
You get your gas from your enemies. You get your strawberry swishers. You get everything from your enemy. Okay? Continue reading.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
See, he put that yoke of iron around your neck. That yoke was physical. Now that's a spiritual yoke, and it's destroying you with drugs, with oppression, with being last hired, first fired. Okay? You see, these curses have came upon us, and they are destroying us. And that's what it says. That's what the scripture said would happen. And we don't know this because we were taught that there is no law. We was taught that the law is done away with. We was taught that Christ made that law void, and that's just not the truth.
Right.
Give me 68 since we in here.
I got a question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. What's your
question? So what if you experience our own people doing it to each other?
Well, this is why you're going to experience your own people doing it to each other, because who do you live around? Who do we mainly live around? We mainly live around our people. So just like they always say, they always try to say black on black crime, right? Mm-hmm. But you think in white neighborhoods there's not white on white crime? The people who's going to do things to you is the people that you mainly live by. So if a brother might come steal your car radio, but your enemy will steal your name. He will steal your nation. He will steal your people. He will steal your history and your lineage to where you don't know who the hell you are. Because what do they say? They say we started out as jungle bunnies in Africa. That's what I learned in school. When I went to school, I learned I was a jungle bunny in Africa because they showed me roots. And they snatched me up out of there and they taught me how to bathe and they gave me a God to follow. Well, we always had the God to follow. Okay, and Israel did fight in themselves, you know. But the reason you are following, the reason is because of these curses. We are all in hell. We are all destroyed. We are all fighting for a little piece. That's why you're going to see people of your nation attacking you, because the people of your nation are the ones who have access to you.
Right.
You know, that's what it boils down to. They have the access to you. Like, if I'm going to get robbed, the only person who can rob me is a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, because that's the only person I trust to get close to me. But you got to understand, they not in the truth. They is lost. They trying to find their way home. They trying to find their way to make it just like we all had to. You know, when I was out there, I wasn't no brother that nobody wanted to come across.
Right.
You know, I was evil out there in that world. So you got to understand is they lost. They not in the truth. You know, you are. So being in here is where you learn how to deal with brothers and sisters out in the world, so you don't make yourself a victim to them. You understand?
Sorry.
All right, Most High in Christ.
If I could chime in to the point you're making, like, okay, being in the truth in the ISUBK, it gives us a profession to show people that the priests and prophets are the only ones ordained to bring the whole nation of Israel together. So when brothers are in the world, they learn customs from our enemies, like the white man going to war with himself, the whole Civil War. Like, you know what I'm saying? We take up on their customs because we look at them and be like, dang, he got a Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? What can I do to get that type of money and live that type of lifestyle? So that's when we bump heads with each other, because we're looking at a lie and then there's the truth behind it. And we are the true rulers of the earth. So until we come back into the law, we're going to forever suffer and seeing our brothers like, what was his name? PNB Rock?
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's because we don't have no understanding. It's because we don't follow the law. It's because of, go to Matthew 5 and 18.
You can drop that Deuteronomy. Oh, 68.
Yeah, you hold it.
Okay.
Tamakia, you read Matthew 5. Because this is what we don't know. We don't know what to do when we have a problem. We don't have this understanding.
Hey. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 18. Verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot.
Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I want the
15, 18.
That's what it is. Go to your brother. Yes.
I was just gonna raise my hand if you go to.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Matthew 5 and 18 because we will be going there later in the class.
All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
See, we don't know how to do that. We gonna go tell Ray. He gonna tell Tyrone. He gonna tell Jimmy. And then little Bobby gonna come over here and shoot the place up because you've been talking about it. Right. This is why we do things to each other, because we don't know to go to that brother and that brother alone when they offend us. You know, we want to go to everybody else. We want to talk to everybody else. And we don't want to talk to that one brother who actually committed the offense. And without these laws, statutes, and commandments, we are going to be offending each other daily. Okay? Because without this law, you don't know how to live. You don't know what you're supposed to do. Because without this law, you're just going off your feeling. And if you're going off your feeling, you're going to go off whatever you feel is right at that moment.
Right.
Even if you regret it 5 minutes later. That's what I never understand. People say you only live once. They go YOLO. They say they doing me. And then they regret what they do 10 minutes later.
Right.
That's idiotic. You should never do you because you're an idiot. You should have somebody over you. Who you teach it. I mean, who's teaching you just like somebody is under you and you teaching them.
That's right.
That's what we need. That's what community is.
Right.
That's how you raise a nation, by teaching each other. Right. You know, that's the problem. We don't want to teach each other. Our elders don't want to teach you and give you wisdom, and then you don't want to teach the next generation, and they don't want to teach the next generation. So everybody is just coming up, figuring it out on their own. And that's what's creating all this confusion in the earth and the confusion in our nation. Okay? Where are we at? Go ahead.
This is a little more to this.
Most High in Christ.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
If he shall hear ye, you gained a brother. So if we come together, I did something to you that I didn't know, and you said that, and I'll think about it like, damn, brother, you right. Shalakia. Then you have gained a brother. Continue.
Verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
All right, verse 16.
Do this.
But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more.
So then you got to take the counsel. If we can't get this ironed out, we need to go to a couple men who don't have a dog in this fight, who don't give a damn about the matter. They just give a damn about what is right. Okay, continue reading.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established.
See, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. So everybody could hear each part of the story, and they could piece it together. What really happened? You ever had to do that? You ever hear this side and you hear this side, and then you could put the truth together? You like, okay, I got what I got. All right, now I know what happened between them. That's what we need sometimes. Continue reading.
Verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
Then we take it to the congregation. We take it to all the people. If the 2 or 3, he can't hear them, we'll take it to all the people. Continue.
But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican.
See, that means you'll be outside of this body. That's where you'll be. You'll be outside of this body, and you'll be able to just make your own choices, your own decisions, until death is nigh upon you. Okay? Go ahead and read that Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, and again with ships.
When the Lord shall bring you to Egypt again with ships. Now we know from Israel to Egypt, you can walk that. You don't need no ship, okay? So when it's saying they will bring you to Egypt again in ships, Egypt is meaning bondage. Continue.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
When it says see it no more again, they're talking about our land of Israel, and we haven't seen it. We've been far removed from it because we are slaves over here in America. Continue reading.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. No man shall buy you.
That's what we were. We were slaves. We were bondmen and bondwomen. And when it says no man shall buy you, you know, you could have bought out a slave back in the day. You could have bought out their slavery and they could be a free man. But no man was going to come and buy you. No man was going to save you. Let me get Deuteronomy 5. Is it 5? Yeah, 5 and 6. So we can see what Egypt means to the Lord. This is what Egypt is.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 6.
God.
I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
From what?
The house of bondage.
What is Egypt?
The house of bondage.
So when Deuteronomy 28 saying I will bring you to Egypt again in ships, it's going to bring you to what?
The house of bondage.
And that's what we were brought to. We were brought to the house of bondage. All right, now let me get Deuteronomy 29 and 21. Maybe we should get into this lesson. It has been an hour.
21. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 21. And the Lord shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law.
They're written in what?
This book of the law.
So all you so-called blackity blacks that say there's not a Bible in the Bible, what does the Bible say? They did what?
According to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law.
We are serving out the covenants. I mean, the curses that were according to the covenants written in this book of the law. Give me 27.
Verse 27. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book.
You see that? All these curses that are written in this book. If there was nothing, if they wasn't reading nothing, if they didn't have no records, why is this talking about what they were reading in this book? The laws they had in this book, if there was no Bible then. If there wasn't no law, statutes, and commandments, if there wasn't no scrolls, no manuscripts, then why does it keep referring to that? Give me verse 29.
Verse 29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God.
The secret things belonging to the Lord our God. There's some things that we don't need to know. Our minds aren't even built for the capacity of that knowledge. Continue, brother.
But those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever.
See, those things that were revealed to us, that belongs to us and our children forever. What is revealed to us? Those law, statutes, and commandments were revealed to us.
Right.
It said for us and our children forever. Continue, young man.
That we may do all the words of this law.
May do what?
All the words of this law.
We have to do all the words of this law. This law is what governs our nation. This law is what pulls us out of oppression. Okay? This law is what makes us not lower than these other nations, because it said he will put us on high if we listen closely to his words, his laws, his statutes, and commandments. We were supposed to be above all nations.
Right.
Well, we know that we didn't do that, and we can clearly see today that we are below all the nations of the earth. They look down at us and so disgusted with us, and that's because we didn't follow. Give me Deuteronomy 4 and 4 and 8. Let me hear what that is.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 8. And what nation is there so great?
All right, I think I don't want to jump up to 6.
6. What? Keep therefore and do them?
That's it.
All right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Do what?
Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom.
Hey, you got to keep these law, statutes, and commandments and do them. This is your wisdom. This is how you not an idiot walking around wandering through the world aimlessly. Continue reading, young man.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. In
the sight of all those nations. This is your wisdom and understanding. You want to know how to deal with your enemy? You want to know when to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove? You learn these because this is your wisdom and your understanding, these law, statutes, and commandments. Right. Continue reading, young man.
We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
See, when we follow these law, statutes, and commandments, these are the nations that say you are wise and understanding people. But when you follow love and hip hop, when you follow Drake, 50 Cent, and Kanye, when you follow LeBron James, and these are supposed to be your leaders, these other nations look at you like a complete idiot because you are having athletes. We're the only people who have athletes and singers talk to be our leaders. Diddy runs the vote or die. No, it's vote and die. Right. Because the Bible says, I will set a king over you. That king is Jehoshaphat. Continue reading.
I thought about that. That's been the only nation.
That's right. We're the only nation that Colin Kaepernick is our heroes. LeBron James, he has to tell us what to do. P. Diddy has to tell us to vote or die. We use our entertainers as our political leaders. Right. Because we have no leadership. Who else are you going to go to? You going to go to Farrakhan? You going to go to Jesse Jackson? No. And everybody who sleep, they don't understand that we do have a leader, and that's Commander General Yohana. Go ahead.
Hey, you took the words right out.
Most High in Christ. Clap it up for that brother. For almost Salakia. You know? Go ahead and continue reading.
Chapter 4, the book of Deuteronomy, verse 8. And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day.
That's right.
Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest thou depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
See, that's what we got to do. We got to teach our sons and our sons' sons and our daughters. And you're going to have to teach your grandma because she's Christian, and your mama and your wife.
Right.
These laws, statutes, and commandments, so they can get up out of hell.
Right.
All right. Let me get Joshua chapter 1, verse 8.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy
what?
Book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to meditate on this. This is not supposed to leave you. That's why Psalm says, this is my peace. This is my meditate. Oh, how I meditation. Oh, mean how I meditate on these laws. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to meditate on these laws.
Right.
So they written in your inward parts. So they written in your heart. Okay? So when you putting forth your hand, you putting it forth lawfully and not unlawfully. Okay? We do so much things out here and we don't even understand that God hates it. Okay? God hates it when you commit any sin that he says. Continue continue finish that up.
I'm gonna start over. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
See, that's how you have success. That's how you succeed. And we think succeeding is making it coming up in the white man's world. Just because you made CEO, that don't mean you succeeded. You still at the bottom of these companies,
right?
Regardless, like they do this, they do it purposely. They might put a brother in there at a high position, but he's gonna be their boy at the end of the day. Okay. You know how you win? You win by waking up your nation, right? By ruling over them. Okay, by that's what needs to happen. Drop that. Give me Joshua 23:6.
The book of Joshua, chapter 23, verse 6. Be ye therefore very courageous. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start off. So
go ahead.
Was that right? Did I say that right?
Courageous?
Nah.
It needs to be courageous. Oh, Salakia? That's how you say it. Salakia.
Salakia. That ain't my bad.
That means, like, excuse me, you know.
I repent. Just came out.
Yeah.
All right, the book of Joshua, chapter 23, verse 6.
That's right. Get that brother a hand for speaking the Hebrew. Get that young man a hand for speaking the Hebrew. Most High in Christ.
I'm trying to see. Book of Joshua, chapter 23, verse 6. Be therefore very courageous to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses.
You see, it talks about the law, the book of the law of Moses. They always say there ain't no Bible in the Bible. Well, we read in the Bible. It is talking about a book in the Bible. And what is that book about? Them laws, them statutes, and them commandments. Ooh-wee. Okay, continue reading, young man.
That ye turn not aside therefrom to the right hand or to the left.
You don't turn to the right. You don't turn to the left. You need to walk. It says a narrow path. Okay. Imagine walking on a tightrope. Imagine you walking this tightrope of life. You can't step to the left on no tightrope or to the right, because what will happen? You will fall. Continue reading, young man.
That ye come not among these nations. These that remain among you, neither make mention of the name of their gods, nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them, but cleave unto the Lord your God.
Cleave unto who?
unto the Lord your God.
No, cleave on to Christianity.
Unto the Lord your God.
No, Islam.
Unto the Lord your God.
No, Buddhism.
Unto the Lord your God.
That's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to be erecting and worshiping these other nations. They're gods. That's for them. You have a God, which is the one true living power.
Right.
You have a Most High. So what the hell you want to go kiss a rock in Mecca for?
Right.
What the hell you want to go serve all these other wicked abominations unto the Lord? All these false gods. Okay? Everybody want to be so real, but they want to serve everything that is so fake. You want to serve your lust. You want to serve the drugs. You want to serve these whores. Okay? We have to serve the Most High. Is there any more on that?
One part. As he have done unto this day.
As he had done unto this day, which is serve the Most High. So-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indians, when are you going to be willing to serve the Most High?
Right.
When are you going to be willing to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments? Willing to come back home to your refuge, to your safe haven, to a place where you're able to dwell. Okay? Give me Genesis 6 and 9.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generation.
He was what?
A just man and perfect in his generation.
I thought only Jesus Christ was perfect. Ain't that what we've been taught our whole life? That there was only one man who was perfect,
Right.
and that was Jesus Christ. Read that one more time, young man.
These are the generations of Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations.
Noah was just and he was perfect in his generation. Continue.
And Noah walked with God.
Damn. Noah walked with the Most High. You know why he walked with him? Because he followed these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you walk with the Most High.
That's right.
You know, you think you just getting pulled up to the fourth dimension and you just walking around. You gonna have a sprint race with the Most High? I'll race you to that corner. No, you got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how you walk with God. Okay? Give me, is there more on that?
That was it for that.
Give me Genesis 17 and 1.
The book of Genesis.
Through some of this because, yeah, just for time's sake.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God.
Mm-hmm.
Walk before me and be thou perfect.
See, the Lord told Abram, who is Abraham, that be ye perfect. Why would he tell him that if he couldn't be perfect? And see, but we got to understand, this is why we have to shed Christianity up out of our bones, up out of our soul. Because being perfect is what? They make you think being perfect is impossible, but being perfect is what?
Following these laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's all. That's how you be perfect.
Right.
It's not something magical. It's not something just so hard to do.
Right.
It's just if you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you're perfect in the Lord's sight. Okay? The white man want to make you think you ain't perfect because what? Because you got a big nose? Huh? Because you got big lips?
Right.
Because you got a beard, braids, and boots? They say you can't be perfect. Ain't that what we always been taught? Nobody can be perfect because only Christ could be perfect. Well, this is going to be two men. Okay? Let's get to the third man. Give me Job 1 and 1.
The book of Job 1 and 1.
Just say chapter 1, verse 1.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1.
The water.
There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job.
Mm-hmm.
And that man was perfect and upright.
That man was what?
Perfect and upright.
He was perfect and upright. You know that's Bible slang right there. Perfect and upright. You know, we would equate that to that like, no, that's that nigga. You know, he moved different. When we say he moved different, he moved different. Nah, he ain't out there. Nah, he don't hustle. Nah, he don't do none of that. Oh, nah. He ain't sleeping with no whores. Nah, he different.
Right.
He ain't like the rest of us. He different. You know, that was a perfect and upright man. That's why him and his generation survived the flood. Because he was a perfect and upright man. Or else the Lord would have just destroyed every damn body and probably started over. We could have started new at any time. Right. Recreate everybody all over again. And it's like, nah, the hell with these. But there was a perfect and upright man. Drop down to verse 8.
You want to finish it out?
Oh, yeah, finish it out. So like that.
And that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil.
And he eschewed evil. Like, that's what you got to do. You got to turn away from evil. You have to fear God. You have to be more scared of God than you are that sin. Yeah, let the mic get there. Read that one more time.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 1. Mm-hmm. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, right, and one that feared God and eschewed evil.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to fear God as like you want the class. No sign of Christ. Yeah, you got to fear God, because if you don't fear God, then you're going to serve anything. You're going to do any damn thing. Okay, that's the end of that.
Yes, sir.
Drop down to 8.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 8. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth?
There was what?
None like him.
Hold on. We got to go. Skip up. Go up to 7. Let me see what that says. We got to break this down for Christianity.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 7. And the Lord said unto Satan.
No, I need where it's a council in heaven. What is that? Is that
1 Corinthians?
No. Because we're already in Job. Oh. That's why I just want to touch on it. Is it
verse 6?
Let me see what 6 says. There was a council in heaven.
There was a day when the sons of God.
That's what I want.
All right, the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 6. And there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
Mm-hmm. And hold on, right there. Where does the Lord dwell? Where's the Lord at, young man? Where's the Lord at? Right now, where's the Lord at?
We taught he's in heaven.
All right, he's in the 4th dimension. He's in heaven. Oh. Now, what did that say? Read that over again.
Now, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
So if you're going to present yourself before the Lord, you're going to present yourself in heaven before him.
Right.
This is a council. Continue reading.
And Satan came.
And who?
Satan came.
I thought there was a war in heaven and Satan was kicked out, because wasn't he the most beautiful angel? When you open up his body, it's nothing but every instrument in there. What the hell is that?
Right.
It said that he was kicked out of heaven my whole life. Read that one more time, young man.
And Satan came also among them.
And Satan came among them. Right. How the hell is Satan in heaven, but he's kicked out? Right. You have something to say, Tamaki? Go ahead, officer.
If I could, don't this sound like your choir director? The most beautifulest angel in the church. And
right.
He got the flick of the wrist, don't he?
And he's a fairy. You might as well put some white wings on him and a geisha makeup and let him go out there and twinkle and twirl around.
Sprinkle glitter everywhere.
Everywhere. Continue reading, young man.
And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou?
Mm-hmm.
Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
See, Satan's given a report. The Most High said, where the hell you been? What you been doing? He said, well, I've been working.
Right.
I've been working. I've been to and fro, wandering the earth, working, trying to tempt every damn thing. Continue.
And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
He said, what? The Lord said, what? How's that? What?
Considered my servant Job.
Now let's see this man's nature that the Lord is considering for Satan to tempt. Go ahead, young man.
That there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man.
You see that? He was perfect and upright. Job was perfect and upright. So, Christians, the devil didn't make you do it.
Right.
The devil didn't make you sleep with that whore. The devil didn't make you snort that cocaine.
Right.
The devil didn't make you molest that child. That was you. Okay? Because you could be upright and perfect. That's the third perfect man, right? Even though we're taught that only Christ is perfect. But like most people will say, that's the Old Testament, right?
Right.
Oh, they was able to be perfect, and it's just Christ. So like, I'm to wild. Now let me get Matthew chapter 1, verse 19. Let's go to the New Testament. Let's see. Because Christ's Father was perfect. Okay?
Matthew.
We're going to go Matthew chapter 1, verse 19.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 19.
That's right.
Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man.
Being what?
A just man.
Being a just man. What does that mean? Just and perfect, they go hand to hand. Okay, continue reading.
And not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary, thy wife.
And see, this is another lie that you have to kill with Christianity, because they want to make you believe that the Lord, who doesn't believe in adultery, would just put a baby in a woman who already got a damn man. Okay? And Christ, read that one more time. Read that one more time.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 20.
1 verse 19.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 19. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man, and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately. That's
the end of 19. All right, when you go to the next one, you just say verse 20 or something like that. But we just gonna rock with 19 for time's sake. And but Christ didn't come from, the angel came and visited him because Joseph got Mary pregnant before the marriage date. Just like so many so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you get the woman pregnant, and then you got to hurry up and get married. Well, they had a marriage date, but you know, when the Lord put that spirit on you, you're going to act. You know what I mean? And there was a spirit that came over Joseph, and he came into Mary.
Right.
Okay. Christ wasn't just born. All right. That's why when it breaks down his lineage, it says son of Joseph. Okay.
Right.
And how could he be coming from Judah if it's not from Joseph?
Right.
Because Mary is a Benjamite.
That's right.
So it's like a Levite. Mary is a Levite, so she can't come from. He couldn't be no Judite coming from a Levite. He has to come from Judah. It said he told King David, through your seed, okay, through King David's seed, we knew Christ was going to come.
That's right.
The only way you could come through the seed is through sex.
That's right. Right.
Okay. Sperm is a seed. All right, that is planted into the woman. And how you know is if you take an apple and you plant an apple in New York, you plant an apple in Texas, you plant an apple in California, is a orange going to come up? Is a pear going to come up? It doesn't matter the soil. It matters the seed. Because if I put an apple in an orange seed in that same soil, you know what's going to come up? An apple and an orange.
Right.
No matter the soil. Okay?
That's right.
Go ahead.
I got a precept if you want.
Most High in Christ. I love precepts.
John chapter 1, verse 45.
Let's go. Let's get it.
All right.
Yeah, let's get that. See what it says.
Talking about Christ is the son of Joseph.
Yeah, Most High in Christ.
Right.
Tawada. As Captain Mashak would say. Tawada.
Because a lot of us believe in that fairy tale of
yes, because I believed it till 2016.
Right.
When I felt the ISUPK. I believed that. I thought that was the truth, even though it made absolutely no sense.
Right.
Damn. Go ahead and read that, Officer Thamaki.
Come on. This is the book of John, chapter 1, verse 45.
Mm-hmm.
Philip founded Nathanael and said unto him, we have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph.
The what?
The son of Joseph.
No, the son of, just the straight son of the spirit.
The son of Joseph.
He is the son of Joseph.
Right.
That's why it says that. That's why when it breaks down Christ's lineage, it lets you know who he is. All right, drop that. Give me Luke chapter 1, verse 5.
The book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias, of the course of, how you say that word?
So I can't see. I gotta hear you say it, then I can.
Abia.
What is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Abia. And his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blamelessly.
So this is John the Baptist's parents, I believe. Continue.
And they had no child because that Elizabeth was barren, and both were now well stricken in years.
You see, when it says well stricken in years, that just means getting old. And barren means that the woman's womb is closed up and she can't produce, a child.
Right.
Okay. Continue reading.
And it came to pass that while he executed the priest's office before God in the order of his course, according to the custom of the priest's office, his lot was to burn incense when he went into the temple of the Lord. And the whole multitude of the people were praying without a time of incense. And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord, standing on the right side of the altar of incense. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. But the angel said unto him,
see, that's another thing we need to understand. You see an angel, you think you looking for a naked baby.
Right.
You looking for a white man with these white wings, like the movie Michael that Michael Keaton played. Angels are not, they scary. You scared of niggas on the street looking hardcore to you. You think you not going to be scared? Where you at?
Luke chapter 1, verse 11.
Hold on. How do we get to 11?
Yeah.
Go to 5.
Yeah. And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord standing on the right.
That's 5 and 6?
That's Luke 1 and 11.
No, we need to go to Luke 1 and 5.
If I could,
go ahead.
Like after you read the first verse, call out the next verse.
Yeah, call out the next verse.
So
we made it down to 11?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start at 11. We're going to continue to break it down, and good night. Always call out the next verse, though. Always.
Verse 11. And there appeared unto him an angel of the Lord standing on the right side of the altar of incense. Verse 12. And when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon him. Verse 13.
No, that's all I need, because we were supposed to stop at 6, but Most High in Christ. Angels is scary. You scared of brothers on the street.
Right.
You crossing the street for brothers on the street. What more you think you're going to do for an angel? All right, give me Acts 10, chapter 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 10,
verse 1.
Verse 1. There was a certain man, and how do you pronounce it? Caesar, called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
Okay, now let's this. A centurion of the Italian band, right? That's like you being a sergeant in the U.S. Army.
That's right.
Like you being a corporal in the Marines.
Right.
Like you being a seaman in the Navy.
Right.
Or a chief petty officer in the Navy. Or whatever the hell in the Air Force. Okay? He was an Israelite, okay, in their army, in the Italian, part of the Italian band. Okay? Continue reading, young man.
Verse 2. A devout man and one that feared God.
A what?
One that feared God.
Uh-huh.
With all his house.
With what?
All his house.
With all his house. That's his rib. That's his children. That's with all his house. You ever been in the Officer Naquan's house? That fits perfectly right there for Officer Naquan. With all of his damn house. You go in there, everybody UPK. Every piece is UPK. You got the kids that can barely talk, but they ain't saying the prayers. Okay? You know, give that brother a hand for raising up his household. God damn it. Continue reading. Verse 2. Acts 10.
Verse 2. A devout man and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people, and prayed to God always. Verse 3.
No, that's all we need. See, these is righteous men that we is bringing before. Men that follow these laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
You know, and that's why the priests and prophets are back today to teach you how to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments to save your life, to bring you out of oppression. So you know what to eat, not to kill you. So you know what to do to live and not die. Okay? Let me get 1 Kings 14:8. Yeah, 1 Kings 14:8.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 14.
That's all good. You know.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 14, verse 8. And rent the kingdom away from the house of David and gave it thee. Yet thou hast not been as my servant David, who kept my commandments.
Who what?
Kept my commandments.
David kept those commandments of God.
Right.
That's what the Lord wants from you. That's what he requires from you, to keep the commandments.
That's right.
He doesn't give a damn about anything else.
Right.
Because if you're keeping the commandments, you're perfect.
Right.
If you're not, then you're not perfect.
That's right.
Continue reading, young man.
And who followed me with all his heart, to do that only which was right.
To do what?
To do that only which was right.
This goes back to your question earlier. Why is only the brothers, the people of your nation harming you? Because for one, you always around your people. Okay, right. That's the only ones who can harm you, because that's who you live by. And what did that say again?
And do that only which was right in my eyes.
See, that's why we need the law, statutes, and commandments. So we can only do right what's in the Lord's eye. So we don't sleep with our brother's rib. So we don't commit atrocities against so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, against our own people. Because that's who we out here killing. Every time I gangbang, it was never on Esau.
Right.
It was always on Judah. It was always on Issachar. Okay? It was always on Ephraim. Because that's who I was around. Okay?
Right.
Finish that out.
That was it.
All right, Most High in Christ. Let me get Psalms 119. 119, we're going to go verse 9 first. Actually, no, we're going to go Psalms 119 and 97. Salakia, that's what that is. That's what that is.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, and what number?
Verse 97.
Verse 97. Oh, how love I thy law.
Oh, how I love all that law. Oh,
right.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about earlier. Go ahead.
It is my meditation all the day.
It was my meditation. When you meditate in something, you familiarize yourself with
That's
it.
right.
That's what you're doing. You familiarizing your spirit with it. Right. You are putting your all into something. When you meditate, you are clearing your mind and having a focus on something. Continue.
Verse 98. Thou through thy commandments has made me wiser than my enemies.
See, this commandments, this is what makes you wiser than your enemies. You know why you're not wiser than your enemies? Because you're not following the commandments. You following love and hip hop.
Right.
You following Jay-Z. Yep. You following Beyonce. You following Megan Thee Stallion having a hot girl summer.
Right.
And at the end of the summer, once winter comes, you're going to still be burning because you gave that box up to every nigga. Okay.
Right.
So when it's winter, you're going to be burning because you just couldn't close your goddamn legs.
Right.
Because you were simple and you were not wise.
That's right.
You don't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Continue on.
For they are ever with me.
They got to be with you forever.
That's right.
Because as soon as you lose them, you lose yourself. Continue reading.
That's it for that verse.
Huh?
That's it for that verse.
Oh, yeah, we're going to keep going.
Verse 99. I have more understanding than all my teachers.
Hey, I have more understanding than all my teachers. Everybody I came up in the school with, everybody I've been around growing up, yeah, I'm smarter than them. And I got a bunch of bishops and pastors and all that in my family. But you know what my mama always says? We got a lot of bishops and pastors, and none of them know that Bible like you. That's what I get told. I got men who've been doing this before I was born in my family. And I'm wiser than them. And why is that? Read that again.
That's right.
For I have more understanding than all my teachers. For thy testimonies are my meditation.
That's right.
Verse 100. I understand more than the ancients because I kept thy precepts.
I understand more than the ancients. When it's talking about the ancients, I understand more than my grandma.
That's right.
You know? And she know the hell out of some Bible. She's good at Christianity.
Right.
She'll cut the hell out of a regular person.
That's right.
Not a men here in the Israelite school. Okay?
That's right.
Okay? I know more than the ancients. I know more than my grandmothers and my grandfathers and my great uncles. I know more than them because of this law. Continue.
Verse 101. I have refrained my feet from every evil way.
So you got to refrain your feet. If you see evil right here, you can't walk to that evil. That's why it says a straight and narrow path. Okay? Continue reading.
That I might keep thy word.
That you might what?
Keep thy word.
See, that's what we're not doing today. We do not keep the word of the Most High. We're keeping the word of our own, of what we feel. Continue reading.
Verse 102. I have not departed from thy judgments, for thou hast taught me. Verse 103. How sweet are thy words unto my taste. Yeah, sweeter than honey to my mouth.
What?
Honey to my mouth.
See, these laws, statutes, and commandments are supposed to be sweeter than honey to you. And you know why it should be sweeter than honey? Because it helps you live. You can live following these laws, statutes, and commandments, just like you could die not following them. Continue reading, young man.
Verse 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding.
Through what?
Thy precepts I get understanding.
What the Bible said, precept upon precept, a little here, a little there, through these precepts. That's what the hell you get in this whole class. Nothing but precepts. Okay? Continue reading.
Therefore, I hate every false way.
That what?
For I hate every false way.
So you got to hate every false way.
Right.
You can't be loving the false way. You can't love Christianity because it's a what? It's a false way. You can't love Egyptology. That's a false way.
That's right.
You can't love Islam. That is a false way. The only way that's right is to follow those laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the right way.
That's right.
What you got? Is that the end of 4? Drop down to verse 125.
So in the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 125. I am thy servant. Give me understanding, that I may know thy testimonies.
And see, that's what you need. You need understanding so you can know thy testimonies.
Right.
So you know how to maneuver in this world. Because without that, you're going to what? Die of a heart attack, get high blood pressure, diabetes. Why? because you eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster.
Right.
You're gonna catch HIV, monkeypox, because you're having homosexual sex.
Right.
Because you don't have no understanding of what you're supposed to do. You don't have no understanding of these laws, statutes, and commandments. So you don't understand that this is how you live and not die.
Right.
You wonder why we dying, because we serving out the curses. We serving out the curses because we don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
That's what our people need to understand. Right. And until we can understand that, we are going to continue to suffer devastating ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything with us is devastating. Being in poverty, having to live in ghettos where it's not even safe. Like it's so unsafe that you feel you get comfortable and complacent in it. Like,
right.
You know, some of us, when we hear gunshots, we're not waking up in the middle of the night. It's like it's like the fan going. You know how you use the fan to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Some of us, those sirens, we can't go to sleep without them sirens.
Mm-hmm.
We can't go to sleep without them gunshots. You can't, because this is all you know. This is all because we suffer in the curses because we turned away from the Most High God instead of hearkening diligently into the voice of the Lord thy God. Continue reading.
Verse 126.
Mm-hmm.
It is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law. Verse 127. Therefore, I love thy commandments.
You what?
I love thy commandments.
Right.
Verse 127.
Yeah, 127.
Psalms 127.
Oh.
I think I'm going to 128. So go ahead.
127. Therefore, I love thy commandments above gold. Yeah, above fine gold.
You see, you know why you got to love the commandments above gold? Because drug dealers wear gold.
Yep.
And how are they getting it? They're not getting it righteously. They're getting it by selling your mama crack.
Right. Right.
Selling your father heroin.
Yep.
Okay? People get gold all the time and riches through evil and wicked ways. Hell, the white man has Fort Knox through what? Raping, robbing, and pillaging.
That's right.
That's how he got Fort Knox. That's how he has all this gold.
Yep.
Okay? So you have to love these commandments more than gold, because then you would do anything for money. I know brothers out here that would do anything for money.
Right.
Go ahead, sir.
So like what you dropping is very heavy, man. Because that's what, you know, all of these so-called black politicians, you understand, black and Hispanic politicians have done. We have sold out our people, or they have sold out our people for riches, man, for gold.
Right.
You know, with this scripture, it reminds me of when Jesse Jackson, when he was running for president, he was saying that, you know, abortion is like, you know, it's murder. It's genocide to the black and Hispanic community. Then when he realized it's going to affect his chances of getting money for his run, his election, he changed his stance and said that women should have their rights to abort their babies, man. You understand? Gold, money, the love of money, the love of gold will make you sell out your own people, man.
That's right.
You know,
give that brother a hand. What's so heavy with you even bringing up Jesse Jackson and the Martin Luther King thing? I seen the one where one of the brothers that was there, he like kind of mad at Jesse because he's like, Jesse said he was there. He's like, that didn't get to me. He's like, I didn't realize that. Then he says some other thing, and then that didn't get to him. But he realized like he wasn't there. And the only way to get that blood on him, he said he must have ran to that hotel so fast and rolled around that floor because he showed up in Chicago the next day with the blood all over him. Jesse Jackson is not a leader.
That's right.
Just like Al Sharpton is not a leader. Just like Martin Luther King was not a leader. Malcolm X is not your leader. Farrakhan is not your leader. Christ is your leader. Okay?
That's right.
And here on this earth, Commanding General Yohana is the leader of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
That's it. Where are we at?
Verse 128.
Yeah, I think I got that in here. I really can't see. This is an old, so I don't know what's back there, but let's read. Let's read
Verse 128. Therefore, I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right.
What?
Therefore, I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right.
You see, these precepts, that's what makes things right. That's how you know. How you know the white man's the devil? Because of a precept, right?
That's right.
That's how you know how to deal with your enemy. Because if not, you would think he was your friend, even though the scriptures say your enemy's gonna come and bring you from afar, from the land of the north.
Right.
Where the hell are we? Is this not North America?
Right.
Is that not where? Did they not come get us and bring us to North America to be their slave?
Right.
You won't know that because you don't follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You follow whatever you feel.
That's right.
And that is our number one problem. Our women follow what they feel, and that's why you can't tell them nothing.
Right.
That's why they can eat themselves into obesity, and you can't tell them nothing,
Right.
and they just become Lizzo. You think I want to see Lizzo's fat ass in the damn bathtub?
Right.
Talking about, oh, I gotta get something for mama, and no, I don't want to see that.
Right.
I don't want to see every super sexy woman in that.
Right.
So you think the hell I want to see Lizzo?
Right.
No. You think I want to see Nicki Minaj with her tail hanging out? No, looking deformed because she had to get some shots. You think I want to see Little Kim? When I was young, Little Kim was fine.
Right.
She looks like Zigzag. What's that? Jigsaw? What's that from Saw?
Right.
She looks like Jigsaw now.
Right. Right.
And she was beautiful.
Damn.
That's because these other nations that have you thinking that you're not perfect. And
Right.
everything they do is to try to get white.
Right.
When and the white ladies, they always trying to get black. You could look at the Kardashians and see they want to be black. Every time you see them, those sluts are gold. I don't know if they're spraying their body with spray tan or what, but every time I see them, they're golden.
Right.
They're looking like Xerxes on 300. What the hell is you sprayed so dark for?
Right.
That's why they got the implants and all that. And as soon as they get that brother to put a seed in them, what do? They leave them.
Right.
They don't need them no more.
Section 8.
They don't need them no more. Okay. Is that it on that?
And I hate every false way.
And I hate every false way. Ooh wee. Give me Psalms 19 and 7. We have to hate the false ways.
That's right.
And see, as Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that's what we really love. Because we hate the truth. Because we don't want to be wrong. We don't want our grandma to be wrong. Our grandmas did the best they did. And when we talking about our grandmas being wrong, we are not downing them.
Right.
I'm not downing my grandma because she don't know the truth.
Right.
My grandma been around before 1969.
That's right.
She know what she was taught.
Right.
Okay? We not downing our ancestors. They did the best they could with the information that they had. Okay? Maybe you should try to do the best you can with the information you have instead of just trying to do what you want and trying to be right all the damn time.
Right.
Psalms 19 and 7.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The what?
Law of the Lord is perfect.
So why would the law be done away with? And it says the law of the Lord is perfect.
Right. Right.
How the hell does that make any sense? So the Lord's going to take something that's perfect and cancel it out. Good night. Continue reading.
Converting the soul.
Converting the soul.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Making wise the simple. We were all simple at one point. I was a simple man who believed in idiotic things.
Right.
Well, now I'm wise.
That's right.
Now I have understanding.
Right.
Now I know how to conduct myself. Now I know what to do, what to say, how to act, what to eat. Continue reading.
Verse 8. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes.
See that? These commandments is pure. These law, statutes, and commandments are perfect. Let me get 1 John 2 and 3.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
If we what?
Keep his commandments.
This is the New Testament. I ain't never heard a Christian talk about we know the Lord if we keep his commandments. You know why? Because Christians don't give a damn about knowing the Lord. You know what they give a damn about? The Lord knowing their heart. That's what Christians say.
That's right.
The Lord knows my heart.
Good night.
They don't give a damn about knowing the Lord. They want the Lord to know them.
Right.
Continue reading.
Verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
He's a liar. You eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster? You're a liar. You a homosexual? You a liar. You a drug addict? You's a damn liar. Continue reading, young man.
And the truth is not in him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. Verse 6. He that said he abideth in him ought himself also to walk, even as he walked. Verse 7. Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you.
Read that one more time.
Verse 7. Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye had from the beginning.
You see, y'all thinking Christ came with something new. Christ didn't come with something new. Christ came with the law. He came with what was of old. That's what he was taught. Continue reading, young man.
The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
Verse 8. And again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past, and the true light now shineth.
Yeah, you could drop that. Give me Proverbs 28 and 9. We need this real quick. We definitely need this.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination.
Damn.
Christians, listen closely. Read that one more time, young man.
Verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination.
If you turn in if the law is done away with, then the Lord ain't hearing you. So Christians, quit praying for your BBL.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Christians pray for, but I imagine it's that to look better. Quit praying for all your wickedness, because the Lord is not hearing your prayers because you turn your ear away from the law. This is the Bible tells you how to have the Most High hear you, but you don't want to listen to the records and how it tells you. And see, that's why Christianity is so filthy and disgusting, and it's such a plight to destroy our people, because it teaches you really could do whatever the hell you want, and you could just pray to the Lord. But the Lord don't hear. I don't got that other one in here, but it says, don't you know that the Lord heareth not sinners? And that's what it's saying right here. If you turn your ear away from the law, your prayer is an abomination. The Lord don't want to hear from you, just like he don't want to hear from Esau or Moab or a Hamite. He don't want to hear you. What the hell are you talking to him for? Okay? Your prayer is an abomination. Give me Matthew 5 and 17.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17.
Mm-hmm. I got a little more, but we probably just gonna end right on. Let's see. Go ahead.
All right. Verse 17.
We do got a call.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Think not that I come. This is Christ talking. Think not that I come to destroy the law. Okay? Christ ain't coming to destroy the law, to do away with the law. The only thing that is he was the ultimate sacrificial lamb.
Right.
So we don't have to sacrifice no more.
That's right.
Okay? If you commit a sin, I don't have to take you out there. I don't have to stone you anymore.
Right.
Okay? You're not getting the punishments from me.
Right.
But like it says in the scriptures, just because it ain't expedient don't mean it's not coming.
That's right.
You're going to get your recompense. Okay? Continue reading.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Or the prophets. What did the prophets teach? The prophets taught the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
That's why Christ said, I didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets. Hell, I keep the law.
Right.
And if Christ didn't keep the law, Christians, why did Christ eat no pork?
Right.
Why did he send that spirit into the swine?
Right.
Would you send them spirit into your food?
Right.
Just so they can run and go drown and you can't eat them because they out to sea?
Right.
No. He didn't send it in no chickens, and no beef, and no lamb, right?
That's right.
He put an unclean spirit into another unclean item. Okay? Continue reading.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
I have what?
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill. And what he fulfilled is we don't have a sacrificial law, and you're not out there getting stoned for being a whore now. You're not out there getting killed. We're not doing the killing for your punishment. Everything is up to the Most High. So now if you're a homosexual, we're not taking you out in front of the congregation and killing you. We'll let monkeypox get you. We'll let HIV get you. And we'll let the Lord deal with you that way.
Right.
Okay? Is there any more on that?
That's it for that verse.
Give me Malachi 3 and 6, since the law's done away with.
Man.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse
6.
For I am Verse 6. For I am the Lord. I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
You see, the Lord changed not. If the Lord did change, we would be consumed.
That's right.
You know, if he didn't have a promise and a covenant with us, if he wasn't going to make that new covenant with us, we'd be consumed. The white man would have ate you up. Think of how we still here. How the hell are we still here? Well, we got an abortion clinic in every ghetto. Then we have black on black crime, so much gangbanging where brothers is dying every day from bullets.
Right.
Okay. Then we're dying from heart disease, diabetes. We are dying on all levels and all facets. Mm-hmm. And yet we still remain. Mm-hmm. There's still a whole lot of us. That's the Most High. Because we could have been consumed. Easy. If these other nations had to go through what we went through, they would be done. Finito.
Right.
No more. There would be no more of them. Let's go to Baruch. Let me go to Baruch 2 and 28. Yeah, so we can finish this up. You got it? Baruch 2 and 28?
No, you got to put it up on the screen.
All right, I need two people, though, just to read outside on this side.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
And young man, you give me Baruch 4 and 1. You ain't got the King James Bible on there?
You need a KJVA.
Let me get 2 and 28. Yeah, Baruch 2 and 28.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
As though spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel.
Read that one more time. Machia.
Verse 28. As though spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel.
See, Moses wrote that law before the children of Israel. The Most High is the one who wanted this law. That's why the law's been since Adam.
Right.
Since he breathed the breath of life through the nostril, that is the law. That's why you never heard Noah getting a law, right? I never heard nobody telling Noah the law. But he knew which animals were clean and which were unclean. Why? That's because Adam got the law and he passed it down through his generations.
That's right.
Continue reading off, Sister Makia.
Saying, verse 29, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them.
And that's what we are. We are scattered all over this earth.
That's right.
We are every damn where. What did you just read? What verse?
Verse 29.
That's what you just read? Read 30.
Verse 30. For I know that they would not hear me, because it was a stiff-necked people.
Because we what?
A stiff-necked people.
That's why you didn't listen to your damn mama when she told you something. Because we are a stiff-necked, we are hard-headed and stiff-necked and don't want to hear any damn thing.
That's right.
You damn sure don't want no correction. And our women been made to be whatever the hell they want, so you damn sure can't tell them anything. Because you tell them anything, you know what's going to happen? Your clothes is going in the garbage bag and they'll be outside.
Right.
And what Erykah Badu said, she said, you better call Tyrone. But you know what else she said that's so wicked?
Right.
But you can't use my phone.
Right.
God, good night. You gotta drag all your clothes to the payphone.
Right.
To call Tyrone so you can stay the night for one night. Because she gonna want you back tomorrow.
Right.
She gonna want you back by 2 a.m.
Right.
She kick you out at 10 p.m. She wants you back by 2 a.m.
Right.
She just wants you to sit outside. Oh, man, I remember I was living in these apartments, man. This one young brother, he was going through that. I was like, man, I remember the time. You know, I remember those days. But I used to see this brother out there in his boxers and wife beater. And it was so wicked because some of his homies stayed there and they wasn't kicked out. Hey, I'm going to let every man know. If you living in my house and my woman kicked me out, she kick us out. We all on the porch in our drawers.
That's right, man.
Salakia.
Right.
You're not gonna be in here comfortable.
Right.
While I'm out here
right.
looking like this.
Right.
Is that the end of that, Damakia, verse 30?
But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
What?
They shall remember themselves.
In the land of America, you shall remember yourself.
Right.
We are in a captivity. And anytime we are not ruling, we are in captivity.
Right.
And y'all don't understand that and that's the problem that we have with our people. Because just like Harriet Tubman said, what she said, I could have freed more slaves if they knew they were slaves.
Right.
Our people don't know they're oppressed.
Yep.
Our people don't know that they're downtrodden. Our people don't know they're at the bottom. They really believe they have an equal shot, even though they're always lower than every other nation.
Yep. That's right.
But they believe in their heart, oh, if I just would have pulled myself up by my bootstrap, I would have been where Johnny is. No, you wouldn't have.
Right.
You're not going to be where he is because he has generational wealth. He has a people who are in rulership. You know, most of these bums downtown, the Esau, they could just clean themselves up and turn the application in, and they don't have to be a bum no more.
Right.
They want to be down there, smoking crack, doing whatever. Our people, you don't have a choice. You don't have nowhere to go. You don't have no refuge. You know, you don't have no home. Well, you think you don't have no home, but you do have a home.
Right.
Here in the Israelite School of UPK.
That's right.
Go ahead.
So
You got Brooke for me? Yeah, go
Right.
ahead.
And so, like, this scripture, like here, man, what you bring out of the super heavy, and this scripture right here is so, like, it's a beautiful scripture,
Right.
Right. Because when the Lord is saying, like, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Damn.
And when you look at our people, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are hard-headed, man.
Right.
We are hard-headed. We still don't want to hear. You can't tell a Negro nothing. That's what stiff-neck means. Like, you can't tell a nigga nothing. You're trying to teach him and tell him, you know, you got to put down pagan holidays, put down Christmas. Stop, you know, trying to vote. Stop trying to be like our oppressor. Stop thinking that you got a shot out here when really you should be shooting for, you understand, the kingdom of heaven. Shooting for your own kingdom. You understand? Shooting for something that was created for blacks and Hispanics, man. Not
That's
for
right.
all people. We the only people that don't have a damn thing. We don't have a military. We don't have a police force. We don't have a country, a government. We don't have those things, man. You understand? But it's you know, we stiff neck. We hard headed. We don't want to hear the truth, man. We don't want to sacrifice catfish for Christ, man. For somebody who's you understand what I'm saying? It's wild, man. So like y'all.
Give up the hand. You don't want to sacrifice catfish.
Right.
My haircuts, whores. There's so many things out there that we have to sacrifice. And it's hard because you've been taught what you've been taught. That's why it takes time to break the lies of the world. Mm-hmm. It takes time to become a new man. It doesn't happen overnight because you got to understand, we have been taught these things. Some of us is going 30, 40 years of being taught one thing. Mm-hmm. And it is hard to break those things. It's hard to break those because you do things, it's second nature to you. Mm-hmm. You don't think about it. There was things that I had to shed that I didn't think about. You know what I mean? Like I would just go somewhere and I say, oh, like I remember back in the day when I used to get bacon on everything. Like I didn't understand. Like if I go somewhere, I get bacon on it. I'm not even thinking. Mm-hmm. It's just by the time my food comes, I just know I got a bacon burger, and I'm not even thinking about what I'm eating or putting into my body. You know, you don't know. I remember I used to eat 2 green pork tacos in the morning, a bacon cheeseburger at lunch, and pork chops at dinner.
Right.
I'm talking about an all pork diet.
Right. I used to eat was it a bacon sandwich? It was bacon
BLT
and mayonnaise, and that's it.
just bacon and mayonnaise. And I still do that now, but I use beef bacon or turkey bacon occasionally. Mm-hmm. But I'm not even big on bacon anymore, period. Like just because I knew they was feeding me swine my whole life. Let me get Baruch 4:1 so we can close this class up out of here.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1. Mm-hmm. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever.
It's the book of what?
It's the book of the commandments of God.
See, this is the book of the commandments of God. That's what we were reading out of the book of the commandments of God. And it said, what?
And the law that endureth forever.
And the law that endureth forever. This law endures forever. And that's why this is the Wednesday night biblical law class. Mm-hmm. Because this law endures forever and ever and ever. If nobody knows what forever is, y'all calling the Most High a hypocrite. Y'all are calling the Most High a liar when you say that the law is done away with, because he said the law will be forever. Mm-hmm. And that's how we govern our people. Okay? Here, brother, I'm gonna have you read that.
I'm gonna finish this.
Finish that out.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave, it shall die.
And such as leave, you shall die. Mm-hmm. When you leave these law, statutes, and commandments, that's what happens. You die. Okay? Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the Commander General Yohana. We're going to get the security announcements.
We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
All right, upcoming holy convocations. We have the memorial of blowing of trumpets. It will begin the first day of the 7th month, Sunday, September 25th, 2022. You can read about this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25.
How you said these next two? Read mine. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and or scarf. This is the ISUPK security announcements. Passing the class back over to Officer Shamari.
All right, we're going to Amajium. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. All right, Men of Israel, Amajium Shabbat, Amajium Barak,
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Brakatah.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua Brakatah. All right, we're going to Sar, turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, Amajium Shabbat, Amajium Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Samaki, Hashim all of the time Ba'Shem Yahshua. All right, Yajim Mutah, class dismissed.
Got you. Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation voltage can fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fierce taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Brand new Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian. Precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Waldo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep